Greetings, Guardians, and welcome to the final week of the season. It has been really fun, actually. I've really enjoyed making the channel, and I've really enjoyed doing the little challenge. I can definitely say with decent confidence, an hour a day can get you some fun stuff, and you can have a fun time, but it does not get you the most progress in the whole world. We've managed to make it to level like 54, which is pretty good for 2 weeks, given some more time, you know. Be starting in the middle of the season instead of the very end. You could probably continue on this like much more relaxed, just playing an hour, give or take 45 minutes a day, little targeted, and you should be able to get through the battle pass just fine. 3 weeks though is a little tight, and that's because I haven't been hard grinding, right? The goal was to try to see if I could play kind of like a minimal amount of time and still get the battle pass done. Not to say I was perfect, not to say I was like hyper optimized in my time spending, but we're still pretty far off. And I feel like even if I was like the maximum level of optimization, like I did the maths, I took out the calculator, you know, I crunched the numbers, I still don't think we would have been able to do it with the few number of hours we were playing. And I think also with the amount of content we just didn't have it locked yet when I first started it. 2 weeks later, we're done with like 30 some odd of the seasonal challenges without the pass. We miss out on like 20 of them, give or take. Not more, just because we just can't do them, so that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, one more week. I'm recording this as the last week's reset is beginning, and I'm hoping to get it done before Bungo kicks me out. So here's what we got. So we finally made it to 1570. Our skeleton key is doing pretty all right thanks to all of the grinding we're doing. We have played a lot of PvP. My PvP loadout is something like this because I like pulse rifles a lot, and I kind of like SMGs. I'm trying to play around with fusion rifles a lot more. But I'm mostly just messing around with this. Obviously, you don't have any exotic or strong exotics in these slots that I feel really comfortable with, so no exotics. Would recommend running exotics if you can, though. They are like way stronger. On my main account, I run No Time to Explain, and yeah, I'm a No Time to Explain enjoyer. You know, it's a super cool gun, really fun. But I could totally feel the difference between the two accounts. Using the No Time to Explain plus the fusion rifle versus a non specifically targeted stat at syncopation, and this is brand new. I'd been running around with 7th Seraph, so definitely worth taking a closer look at your loadouts before trying to devote a ton of time to PvP. You'll really want to try to make sure you have guns with really solid loadouts with good perks that'll help you out and make things a lot easier. I also don't have max resilience. I've gotten a lot closer. I think I was like 70 or 80 when I started, and so I'm getting closer to that 100. Farming PvP was kind of as expected. It gives a lot of loot. I feel like I'm starting to like stabilize in the account a good bit. We've still been doing our dailies, and we've been doing some of the missions from Ada. These don't give too much experience, but kind of prepping for some fashion for next season. Yeah, so we hop into the season of plunder. So we've done most things. We can't complete this because it requires a playlist activity that's no longer here. They might bring it back in the next 30 minutes, so fingers crossed. But you see here's 4 we just can't do without the season pass. We're able to take care of the rest of the stuff we had access to, and as we like go through the weeks, you can kind of see that we are taking care of most of the stuff for the season. This one I'm gonna see if I can do as well. It's a little tougher than I expected. Again, I'm super pampered with like the loadout and weapons and gear I have for my main account because I've been playing for so long. I can just kind of accidentally have a gun that's really good for whatever lost sector it is. So we'll be taking care of this week. But you can see we're kind of doing our best. I'm going to clear these out. Can't do this because we didn't have access to Nightfalls, but we will have access to Nightfalls this week. So we will have a few more of these seasonal challenges we can do, which will be very nice. Still gonna be hard, a 13 light, and I'm not hard grinding a light, but since I plan to this week play way more hours, I should be able to do it, but I'm not gonna make any crazy promises. Each week we'll have like a featured dungeon and a featured raid. For the most part, I won't be able to do the raids, but I might be able to do a dungeon. It's a little scary to solo a dungeon with this loadout. But we'll be looking to do as many of the pinnacles as I can and really push super hard to try to complete this as well. See, again, we'll be able to complete that as well with the Nightfalls. I have not been using stasis in PvP, so I guess whenever I play some more PvP, I will have to find some stasis weapons because stasis costs money and we're not spending money on this account yet. Some weeks will be lighter than others, like this one, because I have to masterwork something. I don't have the loot for it. Done champions, really hard to do when you don't have access to Nightfalls. And acquiring the weapon ornament for Crucible requires 2 resets of Shack, which means I have to level up Shack Fender like 32 times, and that's a lot. So we will still see if we can do these, but these require a ton of playing. Although next week will be giving us increased experience points in all the playlist activities, so we'll see what we can do. Grind as hard as we can. Again, you can see some of these are starting to get really tough. We can't do glory rank without verifying the account with a phone, and I may have 2 phones, but I don't want to use the second number in case I give it to somebody else. Like I might give it to my brother for his birthday or something, so I don't want to sign a bunch of my stuff up for that phone. Can't do Grandmaster solo on this account. I don't think that'll be possible. Again, something that requires 32 level ups, something that probably won't be able to happen because we're too close to the end of the season. Can't do any of these 3. Did take care of that. Right, took care of what we could have. Win multiple rounds of Trial of Osiris. I can't get into Trials of Osiris. I can't remember, but you have to own something and do a bunch of Crucible stuff, so I just don't have access to Trials. So did everything I could do on this card. And acquire the Vanguard Ornament for Crime Mutiny. Same issue, need something like 32 level ups to do it, so we will try to do it this week. So we do have a few things we can actually complete to give us a bit of a boost, but to get the 40 levels that we need is not going to be easy. To get the 40 levels we need is not going to be easy. At 56, it means we need 44 levels, which fortunately actually isn't the 7 levels every single day I thought we would need, but it's about 7. It's something like 6 levels, and 7 is going to be good because the more we can do at the beginning or near the end, like the more we can clump the amount of work we do, the closer we can get to being done. So hopefully I don't have to play like 8 hours a day. I'm pretty sure I won't have to. I'm going to set up some plans to just grind one singular activity for a couple of hours and then do some maths and see what we can figure out. But yes, hopefully this works out. We should be able to do it. I will try to keep track of the hours. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the video recording. Managing that much video footage is really hard. But I know that just doing a raw review like this isn't as fun without some footage. So this time I tried to bring some PvP and some Gambit footage and stuff in. So I'll see what I can do about trying to make sure we have footage as well, because getting through what will likely be something like 30 hours, 40 hours of footage this week is not gonna be fun. Not gonna be fun. But so for anybody else who wants to do this, we had to play a lot of PvP and a lot of Gambit. So some small bits of advice for the two. You will want some strong weapons for either one of them. For Gambit, there will be a lot of like mini boss enemies and a lot of like elite enemies. This means running something like I've been running, which is like double pulse, double SMG. For a more optimal loadout, you'll want to run something like a shotgun or a fusion rifle, or you want to run something like Void with some weakens so you can finish them off a lot faster. Or Arc, you want to make sure you're using like the storm grenades and you have like really low cooldown on those grenades so that you can spam them a lot more, because there's a lot of tanky targets in there and you can kind of throw the game by not having an effective way to deal with the tankier targets. The next bit of advice for Gambit is to make sure you grab the heavy ammo. After every zone is completed, there's a heavy ammo crate you can grab, and by grabbing this crate you will gain some heavy ammo, obviously. And so if you pick a really strong heavy weapon gun, this can actually help you mitigate some of the difficulty of churning through some of the bigger, beefier, stronger enemies. You'll want to kill the primeval as well with some of these weapons, which is why I kind of recommend always having like a special weapon, fusion rifle, shotgun of some type, as well as a strong heavy weapon gun in order to deal damage and take care of the bigger guys. This way we can also just get it done faster, right? We've gone through some gamuts of like 7 or 8 minutes or something. And so if you can keep them to 7 or 8 minutes, you can run quite a few of them in like a 1 hour period. So you can still get the loot and do all the dailies for that specific playlist activity. PvP, there's no cut and dry answers here. PvP requires a lot of mechanical skill because you have to be able to like aim, and you need some really clean movement because rotating around the map is something that's really big. Holding angles for extended periods of time is not going to go well in Control. So being able to move from angle to angle, understanding what guns you're using and how to hold certain angles will be really important. If you're using SMGs and shotguns, you want to hold like tight angles. You don't want to be able to look and see really far away. So you want to look for hallways and corridors and like entrances and exits to like more places where you see lots of people moving around. And this will be able to give you the most opportunity to kind of take advantage of short range weapons. I'm a pulse rifle enjoyer, and I'm not super good with the sniper, but sniper rifle. So I like longer sight ranges and take longer sights. So I like to take longer fights where I'll use the pulse rifle to soften people up and then finish them off with like an SMG when they run in on me or I run in on them. And so figure out your loadout. Having a strong weapon that's really good at putting enemies down and having a strong exotic can really help you succeed in more in PvP. I don't think you need to have a bunch of kills in PvP to do well on this account. I was struggling. I was too used to using no time to explain. And so I was just really comfortable with winning lots of fights that I really shouldn't have been winning. And so here, when trying to use syncopation, I was getting my comeuppance. I was losing the fights I should have been losing because my syncopation isn't fully god rolled in. It doesn't have maximum range. It doesn't have the intrinsic like exotic bonus damages and perks. And so I had to learn to play a lot smarter and a lot more effective with my weapons. And so for Crucible, I would say try to just have fun. I'm trying to focus too much on losing and dying a bunch. My first few rounds on this account, I died constantly and I was, basically a bottom fragger. So the point would be just to do your bounties, have fun, learn the guns, learn the maps, and try to just enjoy playing Destiny. And at the end of the day, that's really the best advice I can give, is just try to enjoy playing Destiny. This challenge was just here for fun because I saw somebody asking the question on like the subreddit, and I thought it would be interesting just to give it a try. It's clear that you can't put only 1 hour in of like suboptimal game time to get 100 levels in 3 weeks. But, if you're having fun with Destiny, you don't really have to worry about that as much. I know that lots of people have lives, families, and work that can get in the way. So I would say don't stress about finishing the Battle Pass. Battle Pass is really cool, but even at level 50 where I am, you could end up with a lot of good stuff. I got the exotic already. There's an exotic cipher that'll get me another exotic weapon. I already have like 5,000 bright dust from the challenges and the Battle Pass alone. That's almost enough to buy a full set of armor when they drop the new one. Like when they first dropped like the Fortnite gear or the mecha armor, it was 6,000 bright dust. So you can still get a lot of really cool stuff with what we've achieved here in just 2 weeks. And there's still a third week. So you can continue the more casual route if you'd like. And there's still a lot of stuff for you to get and a lot of content in the game to play and have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. If you don't want to play Destiny, don't play Destiny and have fun with some other game. Editor Morrissey here. I just finished playing 4 some odd hours of the game and it's super worth it. I think I gained about like 12 levels just playing today, and I think I only played like 3 or 4 hours. So I maintained that and we're looking good. I'm only playing the Nightfall hero level difficulty, and I'm just spamming that constantly and it's tearing me through levels. Managed to do a bunch of the seasonal challenges as well, but totally worth hop into that if you need to do it. I've also gotten a bunch of exotics from it already, tons of materials. It's good, it's insane. Do the Nightfall. If you want to do PvE, do Nightfall stuff. Okay, thanks for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I've really enjoyed making the videos and I really enjoyed playing Destiny and getting to talk to you guys. So I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Peace out, Guardians.